This three-game series, we are thrilled to have you with us here this afternoon as the Tigers wrap up the homestand as well. We'll check out the Cleveland Indians starting lineup here this afternoon, and it is presented by the Romani Eye Institute. Grady Sizemore leads it off in center field. Jamie Carroll will get the start at second base and bat second. Asdrubal Cabrera, the shortstop. Shin-Soo Choo, the DH. Johnny Peralta, good numbers career against Robertson. Matt Laporta is in right. Andy Marte is at first. Michael Brantley will start in left field, and Kelly Shopping is batting ninth, and he is doing the catching. The pitching report brought to you by Dodge is on Nate Robertson.
It's good to see Nate back. He pitched in 22 games out of the bullpen before getting his start 5 days ago, and of course Nate had some elbow surgery, but he's healthy. He had some bone chips taken out of there, and sort of maintenance type surgery, and so he's good to go. But he has had some trouble with the Cleveland Indians in his career. He comes in with a 2-5 record, earned run average over 5. He'd love to change that here this afternoon. Let's take a look at the Chrysler Jeep defense for Jim Leyland today. Guillen, Granderson, Thomas in the outfield. In the infield, it reads Inge, Everett, Santiago, Polanco with the afternoon off. At least the start of the day with the afternoon off. The big fella, Cabrera at first, Avila behind the dish. And you know by now that Nate is on the rubber.
I'm not sure we could have a better day.
3 in a row.
Yeah, actually, it is. This whole homestand has been pretty good. 75 degrees. Our game time temperature on a gorgeous afternoon. Clear skies. We are ready to go. And the first pitch of the ball game to Grady Sizemore. Jamie Carroll to follow, and then Asdrubal Cabrera.
Apparently Nate feels a whole lot more comfortable these days pitching out of the stretch. Well, semi-stretch.
Semi-stretch, yeah. A bit of a wind going. That's a different look.
Yeah, it's a wind-up, though.
1 ball, 1 strike on Sizemore. 2 for 7 with a couple of walks.
It's new. It's different.
Very different. And that's low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You need to stay away from these types of counts against lethal fastball hitters. And Sizemore would fall into that category.
The 2-1 is outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nate Robertson in that start against the Tampa Bay Rays, as we mentioned, threw 70 pitches, and Jim Leyland is hopeful of stretching him out a little bit more today, depending on the results, of course. And that is ripped down the right field line, but foul. 3-2.
Jim and Rick Knapp approached Robertson in spring training, toward the tail end of spring training. It was about the time they told him he was going to be pitching out of the bullpen, and they asked him to kind of change the way that he pitches. And Nate has always been a guy that we have known that loves to challenge you with hard inside fastballs.
There's ball 4.
But when that velocity was not there anymore for Nate, it was time to make a change. And it's sort of like Kenny Rogers, more two-seamers, more breaking balls in fastball counts. Kind of start to pitch backwards, so to speak.
Well, the hope is that Robertson can kind of regain what he had when he was in the starting rotation for Detroit, a guy that would throw a lot of innings every year. Jamie Carroll is in the 2 slot today for the Cleveland Indians, batting .291. Luis Valbuena gets the day off, and Carroll gets the start.
Sizemore does have speed down at first base and the ability to steal a base, but Nate being left-handed should be able to slow him down.
Bouncing ball hit to short. This might be 2. Let's see. There's 1, and there's 2. And we have seen a lot of double plays the last couple of nights here.
A lot of that credit needs to go to the pitchers on both sides. It was Porcello last night, and also the youngster Laffey that held the runners very close. And if you're able to do that, you keep that double play option open for yourself. And if you get that ground ball, you can get 2 outs with 1 pitch.
I wasn't convinced that ball was hit quite hard enough to get the double play, but they turned it and got it by half a step.
Santiago from second base has got a really good, firm throwing arm, strong arm.
Asdrubal Cabrera looks at a strike. 0-1. Boy, has this guy really turned it on down the stretch. Cabrera batting .368 since the beginning of August. The 0-1 is punted toward third, and a dandy if it stays fair. They're going to let it roll, and it goes foul. Barely.
Heather Nabosnia and her crew cut that grass just right today.
Perfectly.
Clipped it right there. No, they did.
They put a little left turn in there, too.
This field, I don't know, we say it all the time, but this is the best looking field in the league. Every night and every day. Beautiful.
Well, especially this time of the year, because we'll travel around different parts of the country, and I know we don't get the intense heat of maybe a Texas or some other parts of the country, but there is never a brown spot on this field. Ever. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Skied in the air to center field. This will be routine for Curtis Granderson. And that is that for Cleveland. So Robertson faces just 3 batters. Will go to the bottom of the first. No score. Park, nice job by Nate Robertson in that first inning, and now the Tigers starting lineup looks like this today. Curtis Granderson leads it off at center, followed by Clete Thomas in right, then Carlos Guillen back in the lineup. He's in left field. Miguel Cabrera at first base. Aubrey Huff back in there today. Alex Avila will catch. And your bottom 3 is Inge, Santiago, and Evans. Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Fausto Carmona. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, his numbers don't look all that appealing, but his stuff still works. He's got a fastball anywhere from 93 to 94 with some great movement, real good tilt, hard breaking ball, little changeup. And he's had a lot of success against Detroit in the past as well.
Good eye, Curtis. Granderson out in center field today, 2 for 6 in the series. Carmona's 1-0 is in for a strike, 1-1.
And Jim running as many left-handers out there today against this power sinker that Carmona will feature as he possibly can. And they simply have to make him get the ball up.
That ball is up. It is back. It is deep. And it is gone. Curtis Granderson leads it off with a long ball. And it's 1-0 Detroit. Curtis must have been listening to it.
He got it up. This may have been a changeup. It is, but it's at 87 miles an hour. That's too hard. If you throw your changeup that hard, you don't have that 10-mile-per-hour differential between your fastball and your changeup, and that's not enough to make hitters get fooled and out in front. Too hard of a changeup there by Carmona, but Granderson will take it.
So he had really good numbers against Carmona coming in. They just got a little bit better with his second home run. Curtis with his 22nd career leadoff home run and 5th of the year. So he's climbing that chart.
He's closing in on Lou Whitaker.
He is.
As far as all-time leadoff Tiger home runs.
Sweet Lou was the best the Tigers had at doing that. That power out of that leadoff spot. Clete Thomas batting in the 2-hole.
I don't know how Carmona gets hit sometimes with the stuff that he features. Hard sinker. Hitters say it feels like you're hitting a shot put when you make contact with it. It's a heavy sink on it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Carmona had that unbelievable year when he was among the best in all of baseball. And for Fausto, that was the 2007 season when he won 19 games, was 19-8.
He and CC Sabathia that year almost pitched Cleveland into the World Series.
Thomas is dusted on strike 3 as he chases, one gone.
What a two-headed monster they had that year.
It almost got them to within, what, a game of the World Series.
They should have got in. They were up 3-1 against the Boston Red Sox and lost the next 3.
Here's Carlos Guillen. Nice start to a nice day. The leadoff home run by Curtis Granderson. Tigers going for the sweep. And that would be a nice send-off as they head to St. Petersburg, Florida after the ball game tonight. Guillen slaps it back out of play down the left field line. What's up with the helmet that Carlos is wearing?
Major League Baseball is coming out with a new helmet, and this might be that helmet that they're going to wear next year.
Yeah, in fact, I saw it online, but I didn't.
Well, maybe they may be experimenting with a player or two.
It looks odd. I think that there is more padding on the inside, which is why it makes it look like it's a little bit too large.
Looks like the Great Gazoo.
I was just about to say that.
How about that?
The Great Gazoo.
We're kind of dating ourselves. Well, that's Flintstones, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. The Gazoo is awesome.
Yes. It's a funny looking helmet.
It is. One ball, one strike on Carlos Guillen.
You weren't thinking the same thing, Troy.
I swear to you I was. I was thinking he looks like the Great Gazoo, and you just said it. But I didn't know how many in the audience might get that. Certainly people our age would, but the youngsters probably not.
No, they got no shot.
No shot at the Gazoo. Go online and Google the Great Gazoo, and you'll see what we're talking about. There's a strike call. 2-2. Well, there's the helmet that he was wearing on Tuesday on the left, and here is today's helmet. Much different. You make your own determination on whether you like it or not. 2-2 pitch, fouled away.
Apparently, Carlos is not superstitious because that helmet on the left that he had been wearing on this homestand, he's homered 3 times.
Looks like the bill is a little bit shorter.
I guess what they're trying to do is cut down on concussions.
Yeah.
If guys do get hit in the head.
Roll towards second base. Easy play for Carroll. 2 gone.
As a matter of fact, I think David Wright wore the helmet.
Did he?
When he came back off the disabled list. Of course, he was hit in the head and had a concussion. He was out for a little while. They thought David Wright was going to be out the remainder of the year.
Here's Cabrera.
A couple guys wearing them.
Ball 1 on Miguel, who is 3 for 6 in the series. And for Cabrera, 337. That is good for 4th in the American League. The batting title chase. Carmona's 1-0. Backs him out of there.
Every time Carmona goes up against the Cabrera, he tries to crowd him with those mid-90s fastballs. In the grand scheme of things, that's where you have to pitch Cabrera. You have to really crowd him with fastballs, because when you throw him breaking balls and you hang him, that's when he gets great extension, and he's got tremendous power, and that's where he does most of his damage. Here comes that hard 2-seam fastball again.
Hit the other way. Base hit.
That's why he's so special. He knows he can't pull that ball because the velocity is too high and it's got way too much movement. So he simply allows the ball to get as deep as possible in the strike zone. That way you catch it when it's moving and it's almost stopped, and he laces this ball the other way. Very, very nice piece of hitting there. He let that ball get real deep in the hitting zone.
Here's Aubrey Huff. Tigers have 2 hits here in the first. They lead 1-0 on the leadoff home run by Granderson. Ball 1 to Aubrey. Huff started to perk up a couple of days ago. Had a couple of hits, knocked in 3. He has driven in 76 for the year.
He's got those high socks going again today. He started that a couple of days ago. I thought I heard him say those were Brandon Inge's pants or something like that. I thought I heard him say in the post-game show. I may have been wrong.
Well, they have the same agent. Might as well have the same pants.
Trying something new.
I always like that look. That old-fashioned, old-school look. Not too many guys these days wearing that way. 1 ball, 1 strike on Huff. That's drilled hard to center field. Sizemore going back, circles under it. Hit it hard, but not deep enough, and the side retired. Tigers take the lead. Curtis goes deep to start this one. It's 1-0 Detroit. And then the player's uniform number 237338 or FSDET on your cell phone. Pick the Tigers player of the game today. You got to believe that Curtis, with his leadoff home run, is the leader right now. Shin-Soo Choo looks at a strike from Nate Robertson. Choo, then Peralta, then Laporta.
It's been a nice couple of days for Curtis Granderson. Yesterday, he was the recipient of the Roberto Clemente Award for the Tigers, which is a great honor.
The
nominee.
Yeah.
They choose one from every team. And ultimately, they choose one, right?
Of the bunch, yes. There's a wave and a miss. Robertson has a strikeout, his first of the game.
That's a little bit what I'm talking about with Nate. Those of us that have watched him in the last few years, he really hasn't had this slow breaking ball right here. Most of his breaking balls have been hard, but you could see he kind of had Choo full and out in front. Once the body goes and the hands come with it, impossible to make really good contact. Good pitch there by Nate.
Here's Johnny Peralta. Well, we talked about the new delivery from Nate Robertson, and when guys change their delivery, sometimes it's a subtle change, maybe a little tweak. This is a total overhaul.
Another thing that you worry about too when trying to clean up certain guys, and Nate would fall into this category, guys that aren't overpowering. If you clean them up too much, and sometimes it makes it easier for opposing hitters to hit them. You still like to have a little bit of deception, whether it be the arm slot you throw from, whether you turn your back, or whatever the case may be. But deception's good if you don't have a blazing fastball.
In the air towards shallow left. Carlos Guillen is there, 2 gone.
It's one of the things a lot of my friends that are scouts were telling me about Dontrell Willis when the Tigers were trying to clean him up and take away the high leg kick and, just the way that Dontrell pitched his entire career. They cleaned him up so much, and no longer was he tough for left-handers to hit, and right-handers were getting real good swings at him too now. Cleaned him up too much, at least the look. They're still waiting for the result.
Here's Matt Laporta. Well, there is some deception. There's no question to this new windup that Nate has. A more methodical. There's a strike called on Laporta.
Nate used to be a guy that was not afraid to throw lots of fastballs inside to right-handed hitters. And there was a time where he can get away with that pitch too.
Good pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. Laporta getting the starting right here this afternoon. Batting .278 with 3 long balls. One of their top prospects. Joined the organization last year at the deadline. Rips it foul straight back.
I've already noticed in the few games that Laporta has played, he's not afraid to hit behind in the count. He has taken a lot of pitches, and he has taken a lot of strikes.
He's taken some 2-0s, some 3-0s, 3-1s.
Fastballs.
He's behind here, 0-2. How much of September do you think Eric Wedge will use in trying to determine what he has in guys like Laporta and Brantley, and we saw Carrasco, the kid, the other day? I would think it's still an important month for them.
It really is. He really wants to find out what these kids can do, because going into next year, they're hoping to have a solid everyday lineup, and these kids might be in that everyday rotation for Wedge next year.
Thought about it, didn't go. 2-2.
It also helps that they're going up against some good teams with good pitching, teams in the hunt. Minnesota, Tigers, and some of the other teams they may play too. So it's not like they're playing a lot of last place clubs. They're playing against some good competition.
In the air to shallow right off the end of the bat. And a broken bat single with 2 outs here in the second. And the first hit of the game now for Cleveland. By the way, this game today is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast. 75 at game time here today. Not a cloud in the sky. Great afternoon for the youngsters. Here's Andy Marte. He's at 264 right now, and he takes a strike right at the belt. Marte was once traded for former Tiger Edgar Renteria. He was traded to Boston from Atlanta. Atlanta, the organization that Marte grew up in. Where he was first labeled a can't-miss prospect, and sometimes that label can follow you for quite a few years and can be a heavy label to carry.
He is finally feeling comfortable and playing in the big leagues. And he's been having a lot of success the last 12 games.
Robertson strikes him out there. His second strikeout of the game. They'll strand him in. We go to the bottom of the second.
American League clash as Dustin Pedroia and the Boston Red Sox take on Paul Konerko and the White Sox. Coverage begins Saturday at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station.
Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the second. Alex Avila leads it off. It'll be Avila, Inge, and Santiago facing Fausto Carmona. Home run by Granderson in the first. The difference so far in this one. Avila batting .324 so far in his big league career. Hits this one on the ground fair right at first base. And Marte will tag the bag for the out. One gone.
The third baseman, number 15,
Carmona is 25 years old. And they locked him up to a long-term deal. Club options run all the way through the 2014 season. But the results just have not been anywhere near what they were in 07. Ball one inside. He stands 6'4", 230. Out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. 1-0 pitch. Pulled foul. Inge 1 for 8 in the series. Started to show a little bit of life in terms of his home run ball at the end of August. He hit 4 home runs in the month of August. I'm hoping for a stronger September. It's been a rough second half for Brandon with the knee injuries. He's a chopper hit to third. Tough night last night for Peralta, but he handles this one nicely. 2 gone.
The second baseman, number 39.
Bring up Santiago.
Santiago was telling me the other day that he hasn't been bunting as much as he should. And so I'm wondering if he's thinking about bunting today. They're kind of crowding him on the corners, though. He brought up a good point, too. He said, I've been hitting the ball hard, but it's right at people. Yeah. So he said, I may as well try to bunt him, try to get on that way. It's part of his game.
The guys that can really do it, that can really bunt for base hits, are the guys that can do it even with that third baseman in tight at third base. And that's the situation right now. Peralta, not all the way in. He's even with the bat.
He's still learning a new position, though. So if Ramon wanted to do so, he could do it.
And instead, it's back up the middle into center.
That's a knock.
Tigers have their third hit.
The shortstop, number 4, Adam Everett.
There's Adam Everett, the number 9 hitter.
An 86-mile-per-hour changeup seems to be a little too hard for me.
Well, as you say, you like to have at least a 10-mile-an-hour separation, don't you?
At least
from your fastball, if not more. Everett batting .241.
You got your Speedo all packed. We're going down to Florida. It's your favorite spot.
No, I don't own a Speedo.
You didn't pack it?
No, I got sunscreen, though, but I'm going to leave the Speedo at home. It'll be a nice trip. It's going to be boiling down there in Florida, though.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I hear. 2 balls, no strikes.
All right, I don't want to see you walking around that lake out there with that Speedo on.
Dude, there's no chance of me in a Speedo ever again. Actually, I never even wore one ever to begin with, so. You now, that's a different story. I think you're kind of, you're passing this on to me, but that's something you do. You're projecting. It's a fun trip, though, down to Florida.
Yeah, it's nice and relaxing.
The Vinoy Hotel.
Nice and relaxing.
By the way, that hotel's supposed to be haunted.
Why'd you have to go ahead and say that?
So when you go to sleep tonight, here's the 2-0 pitch. It's low. Seriously, they've written articles about it and everything.
I've seen those articles. Have me sleeping with one eye open tonight.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. 3-0 on Adam Everett. Batting here with 2 outs in the second. Inside, that's ball 4. Carmona walks the number 9 hitter.
That really has been his issue. He was struggling so bad with his control early in the year. And when he walked 41, they finally sent him down to the minor leagues. At that time, that was leading the American League. And for a guy that has this kind of stuff, really all you have to do is throw it over the plate. and let him hit it a lot of days. And you're going to get lots of ground balls.
Here's a guy that took him deep back in the first, Curtis Granderson.
And Curtis is the last guy that Carmona wanted to see coming to the plate with runners in scoring position. With the success he's had against Carmona in his career.
That's what you were talking about. He is on the tail of Lou Whitaker since '74.
He's going to fly right past him.
Severe drop off after Tony Phillips. Fouled back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes.
This is how he got the party started this afternoon.
Number 26, 60th RBI as well. Big 2-out opportunity here for Granderson, who now has hit safely in 10 of his last 13. The 0-2 is strike 3. Caught him looking. Curtis knew it. Side retired. Second strikeout for Carmona. Tigers stranded there. We go to the third. The Tigers are indeed a great team right now. They are leading Minnesota by 4.5. And Chicago is 7 games back. They've got themselves an interleague game, the White Sox, because of a makeup. They're playing the Cubs.
So they lost their day off.
They did. There's nothing worse than losing your day off, especially in September.
And they're playing that in Ozzie Guillen's favorite spot.
Wrigley?
Wrigley. Have you heard him talk about Wrigley?
Oh, he kills it. He kills it. He does not hold back.
He does not.
It's part of his charm.
That's what people admire about him.
Michael Brantley is leading it off. It'll be Brantley and then Shopik and then Sizemore.
Michael Brantley off to a very nice start to his big league career.
I listened to an interview that Eric Wedge did on the way into the ballpark this morning, and he was saying that he is impressed just by seeing 6 or 7 big league at bats from Brantley. He's impressed by his plate discipline. And he's had 3 hits and 7 at bats to start his big league career. Behind in the count now, 1-2.
That's a big part of it at this level, especially for a guy like Brantley that uses speed as a weapon. And you have to mix in some walks. And if you got plate discipline, you'll get a few walks and get on and steal a few bases, which he did a bunch of in the minor leagues this year.
Boy, did he. 46 steals at AAA Columbus.
The stolen base is coming back. It's a weapon again in the major leagues. A lot of teams have a lot more speed this year.
Checked it, but he went. Strike 3. Robertson now has 3 strikeouts.
Couldn't hold up on this breaking ball. You can see he likes to get set with that front foot, does and Michael. Once he got out in front, Nate was able to fool him with that breaking ball.
Here's Kelly Shopik batting just 206. Lines this one over the head of the shortstop Adam Everett into left field.
Shopik has usually got one thing on his mind when he goes up there, and that's hit the ball out of the ballpark. He does not get cheated.
So the Indians have their second hit. Tying run is on for the top of the order. Grady Sizemore. We're talking about Grady the other night and the fact that he's going to need elbow surgery at the end of the season, and there's some talk that they might shut him down. Grady says he wants to finish the rest of the year out, but Eric Wedge says we haven't decided on what to do. We're kind of 50-50 on it. They have called up Brantley, who can play center field, so who knows, that might be part of the decision. But it certainly has been a down year in terms of batting average for Sizemore. Really can't throw all that well out in center field because of the elbow.
Throwing is not a real big part of Grady's game when he's 100%.
True.
He's a special player, and he does a lot of things terrific. But throwing is not one of them. It's a comparison of his numbers this year to last year.
Two balls, one strike on Sizemore.
If Nate has any confidence in that breaking ball to throw for a strike, this may be one of those times to do so. Hard to throw fastballs by Sizemore when he's looking for it, and here comes one.
Rolled to the right side and through, base hit. It found a seam. It's into right field, and the Indians now have runners at first and second.
If you can get yourself into predictable fastball counts, well, that's how you make your money. That really wasn't that bad a pitch by Nate, but Sizemore just knew a fastball was coming. He got out in front of it and found a hole.
So Carroll, who bounced into a double play his first time up, will step up now with runners at first and second. Each team now with 3 hits. Jamie Carroll at one time, in fact not too long ago, just a couple of seasons ago in 06, was leadoff hitter for Colorado and hit 300 that year. In fact, it was the year that he played in his most games ever in his career, 136 games. He emerged as their second baseman and leadoff batter. 1 ball, 1 strike. This year batting .291. He's been very good with men in scoring position, .351 this season. One and 2. Prior to his last start, which was against Tampa, Nate Robertson had not made a start for the Tigers since September of 08. He had pitched out of the bullpen for Detroit this year before having the surgery on his left elbow. There's a slow roller hit towards second. They'll get one at second base, and that's all. Santiago made a quick throw down there. Runners at the corners, 2 outs.
The shortstop is Raul Cabrera.
So Robertson now has thrown 40 pitches. And he's 1 out away from getting out of the third with a 1-0 lead. That's Raul Cabrera, the batter. Fly ball to center field for Cabrera his first time up, trying to pick up Shopik at third and Carroll at first base. Here's the 1-0. Popped him up. Should get him out of the inning. Santiago back to the grass. And the side retired. No runs, couple of hits, 2 left, 2.5 in the books.
November 17th, get 2 outfield box tickets for $49, a savings of $15. Call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com.
Do you know it's a synergy there? They're showing the double play promo over a double play.
Oh.
Pretty cool, huh?
They're sharpening it.
That's called producing today.
Oh. Just today?
Well, no, every day. Bottom of the third coming up. Carmona back to the hill, and he will face left-handed batting Clete Thomas, and then Carlos Guillen and Miguel Cabrera. First pitch is hit high in the air. Shallow right field, long run for Laporta, but the second baseman bails him out. Carroll, nice play.
Speaking of the truck, did you know that it was our producer's birthday today?
I did, and I was going to get into the birthdays this half inning.
Oh, you got a bunch today?
Well, there's a few, believe it or not. In fact, Mark Isofano, our esteemed producer, is celebrating a birthday today.
He 50 yet?
I'm not going to tell you what he is. I mean, that's up to Ice. But apparently Nate Robertson is 32 today.
Is he?
It's his birthday. He's pitching on his birthday. And Kevin Rand, the head athletic trainer for the Tigers, also celebrating a birthday. So happy birthday, Mark, Nate, and Kevin. There's Nate.
Kevin is celebrating that special one.
5-0?
50.
That is a special one.
I'm right behind him, though.
Kevin's a good man.
Great man. He's a great man.
You got 5-0 creeping up on
I
him.
do. About a month away. 50 years old.
Me, I'm only 29, so I got a long way to go.
Well, good for you.
In my mind. Here's the 2-0 to Carlos. He rolls one toward first base. On the backhand there, Marte. Carmona covers.
That's good. Kevin will get a chance to spend some time with his family on his 50th birthday down in Florida. He lives down in the Lakeland area, so I'm sure his family will come over to see him later on today. So it'll be a wonderful birthday present for Kevin. And I'm sure Ice Man, of course, our producer, will be spoiled today as well.
Absolutely.
By Miss Wendy.
Here's Cabrera. He looks at a strike, 0-1. Miguel with a single back in the first. There's a ground ball deep at third. Peralta. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Carmona. So we've played 3 here at the ballpark. 4th inning on the way. record for most errors by one player in a 9-inning game since 1900. Johnny Peralta had a rough night last night, committing 3 errors. We'd like to know what the record is for one player in a 9-inning game since 1900. And we'll get you the answer to that when we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Peralta will bat second in this inning. Shin-Soo Choo is leading it off for Cleveland. Choo, Peralta, Laporta facing Nate Robertson. First pitch grounded foul, 0-1 on Choo, who up until about mid-August was probably the most popular athlete coming out of South Korea. And then Y.E. Yang defeated Tiger Woods. And all of a sudden it was over for Shin-Soo Choo. He dropped to number 2. Because when you beat Tiger,
yes,
that's an accomplishment.
Tiger was leading going into play on Sunday. Yang caught him and passed him.
The 1-1 pitch skied in the air to center field. Curtis Granderson coming under it. And Choo is out of there, 1 gone. Now Johnny Peralta. I mean, it's gotten to the point, or was to the point, where you just didn't expect Tiger to ever lose, ever.
He's got a certain presence about him, that is for sure. Especially on Sunday when he puts that red shirt on.
Ball outside of Peralta.
It's over.
Well, when you start talking about guys that have dominated their sports the most, Tiger certainly would be near the top of that list. There's a strike, 1-1. Peralta trying to shake off yesterday, where he bounced into a couple of double plays and kicked the ball around a bit. The 1-1 rolled toward third base, where Brandon Inge has it. 2 gone. I guess that's a good thing about baseball. If you have a bad night, you know you're going to go out there the very next night.
Most of these guys do know that, especially the everyday players. Some of the platoon guys, they press a little bit more than other guys because they know that their playing time is solely due to performance.
Here's Matt Laporta. Peralta today is 0 for 2. Meanwhile, Laporta has a base hit. He's back in the second. Each team with 3 hits today. Laporta was drafted actually 3 times. And eventually in the first round in 07 by Milwaukee. Then he came over in the CC Sabathia trade. That ball is hit hard to right center field. Clete Thomas going to run it down though in the triangle. And a 1-2-3 inning for Nate Robertson. It needed only 8 pitches to do it too. And what is the record for most errors by one player in a 9-inning game since 1900? And the answer would be 5 errors in a game. And here are all the guys that have done it. There's a ton of them. Charlie Babb a couple of times. Piano Legs is on there. Charlie Piano Legs Hickman. My favorite nickname. Aubrey Huff rolls to first. One gone. He's 0 for 2. And speaking of nicknames, I had a couple of those teams. The 1905 Superbas
and the Bean Eaters.
Nat Blashaway. And on that list, so is Donnie Bush, a former Tiger. Piano Legs. That's beautiful. One gone here in the fourth. Here is Alex Avila.
Well, Carmona has sort of settled down. He gave up the leadoff home run to Granderson, but has not given up much since then. It looks like he's brought his A game today. And he came in pretty much a Tiger killer. 6-3 with an earned run average at 3.5 in his career against Detroit.
Overall this year, though, his ERA against the league 6.20. But today, a much different story. He has scattered 3 hits.
Go figure with the stuff that he has. And really the difference has been the fact that he has pitched behind a lot. And Carmona, when he gets ahead of you, the batting average is in the low 2s. When the hitter is in a 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 count, the batting average is over 300 against Fausto. That's just a mean fastball right there.
He had Avila spinning out of the way, 2-1.
He's done that to a lot of the Tiger hitters today, aggressively pitching inside.
Fouled straight back.
When you see the catcher put down that number 1, as Shopik has done a lot today with Carmona, and just wiggles it, that's the 2-seam fastball. That's the one that has a little movement to it. When you see the firm one go down, that's a straight fastball. He doesn't throw many straight fastballs. A lot of them are the 2-seam variety. And Shopik sets up right down the middle of the plate on these 2-seam fastballs. There's another one.
Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. By the way, there was some spirited trash talking going on before the game today between Alex Avila
and Gerald Laird.
No,
let me guess. Not Laird. Laird wasn't a part of it.
No, it was Cleet Thomas.
No, come on. Cleet?
Well, because Cleet went to Auburn and Alex went to Alabama.
Yeah, they don't like each other.
Football's kicking off this weekend, and they were just talking. They were trashing each other's school. It was funny.
Now, Alabama's been a little bit better than Auburn here lately, right?
They have. I think Alabama's 5th in the country, somewhere around there. But Alex was there for a few years, said he loved it. Skied in the air to center, shallow left center. Who wants it? Ooh, the left fielder Brantley coming out of nowhere to pluck it out of the air.
It's a nice job by the rookie. You could see that Cabrera, the shortstop, is struggling a little bit, and he was waiting for Brantley to call him off, and he was happy that he did so. Much easier play for the left fielder, but if you're the left fielder, you have to make sure you can catch it before you call it, and you saw Brantley emphatically in calling Cabrera off. He called it more than once, and it looked like it was rather loud.
Brandon Inge with 2 outs. Strike 1. Inge looks back at Brian O'Nora after that last call. Brandon 0 for 1 with a ground out. And now quickly 0-2. Carmona last year was just hampered by all the walks. He had control troubles. In late May had a hip strain which interrupted his season. This year they sent him down to the minor leagues for a spell back in June.
They sent him all the way down to rookie ball to get straightened out for a while.
Did. And it took a while, and he finally came back up at the end of July. How about some of the rookie ball guys facing Fausto Carmona? That had to be a treat. Way inside, and again, in spinning out of the way.
Not fun. 17 years old, just leaving high school. And you got to face Big Fausto. Another one of those good firm fastballs with a lot of late life to it. Even his fastballs up have got tremendous tailing action to them.
That one got the home plate umpire, Ryan O'Nora. He just runs out to Carmona and slams the ball in his glove. That had to hurt. Jerry Crawford was part of this umpiring rotation. He's not here today. He's been replaced by Kevin Causey. Jerry had to leave the game yesterday, and he's not here today. And the 2-2. Driven in the air down the left field line, hooking and going foul.
That's exactly what you'll do as a right-handed hitter on some of these sinker balls and the changeups that Carmona might throw you, because they're fading down and in. And if you hit them hard, as Brandon hit that last one, they're tough to keep fair.
3 Tigers hits today against Carmona. 3 Indians hits against Robertson. A little bit outside. 3-2 on Inge. Santiago waiting on deck. He has one of the 3 Tigers hits. Carmona's 3-2. High fly ball, left field. Michael Brantley under it to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Carmona. 4 in the books. Marte, Brantley, Shopik coming up. Not a whole lot of offense in this one. Mario and Rod back at the ballpark, and Rod in this one again, back-to-back pretty good outings now for Nate Robertson. He's looked good again today. Well,
he needs to be good as well, because Carmona looks like he's brought his A game for the Indians, and runs are going to be at a premium today.
Sweep would really be nice. I mean, this is a Tigers team that has played so well at home, but it's a pretty good road trip, pretty tough road trip coming up. Another win today would be nice.
Well, especially going into Tampa. They play very well in their home ballpark. And one thing we know about this Cleveland Indians team, even though the Tigers have taken the first 2 games of this series, Cleveland plays hard, and they're not going to quit. So it would be great if the Tigers could score a few more runs for Robertson.
Andy Marte leading it off as we play here in the 5th inning. How good have the Tigers been at home this year? 44-22. They're gaining on the Yankees and Red Sox now. They each have 45 home runs. That one just missed. 1-2. Marte 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Rolled foul. Marte to be followed by Brantley and then Shopik. These are the 7, 8, 9 hitters in Eric Wedge's lineup. The 1-2 pitch on the ground to the shortstop. Bobbled. Everett recovers and got him.
That's why on balls that you can get in front of, you get in front of. Just in case the ball takes a tricky hop on you, it doesn't simply skip over your glove, but it rolls off your body and it stays in front. And if you don't panic, you can still get an out. Some balls you play off to the side because it's a lot less of a stressful throw across the diamond. But ones that you can get in front of, get in front of.
Here's Michael Brantley. 0 for 1. He struck out against Nate back in the third inning. Shows bunt and slices one to third. Barehanding his Inge, and he is safe at first base.
That's a tough play for Brandon.
I wonder if he would have rolled foul.
It had a good chance of rolling foul, but I think Brandon may have underestimated the speed there of Brantley because the ball was bunted hard, which meant Brandon felt like he had a chance to make a play. He comes in, he barehands his ball, fingertips. He transfers, he throws the ball across the diamond, but the speed of the kid allowed him to beat it out.
Bunt hit for Brantley, his 4th big league hit.
I think that's how Brandon initially hurt his knee on a play like that. That's when all the problems began.
It's that Chicago series, I think, against the Cubs.
A play just like that.
Tying run on with 1 out. Kelly Shopik had a single back in the 3rd. Robertson had retired 6 straight prior to that bunt hit. We mentioned that Brantley can run 46 swipes down at AAA. Ball low, 1-1.
Nate giving Brantley a couple different looks. That last time, slide step, very quick, getting the ball to Avila. The pitch before that, more conventional. And leg kick.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Avila's throw, not in time.
He had a huge jump. He guessed correctly. He finally went on first movement, which is what you have to do against left-handers. Brantley does not know Robertson. 46 steals in the minor leagues. Tremendous jump. No chance for Avila to throw him out. He was saved by a pretty good margin. Great jump, though.
So the tying run is scoring position. 1 and 2 on Shopik. Two and 2.
Polanco playing very close to the second base bag, making sure that Brantley doesn't get a good jump off second and tries to steal third. You know that he's a fearless base runner. Santiago, excuse me. Polanco has the afternoon off.
Nate ready with a 2-2 pitch. Runner bluffing to third, and it just missed. 3-2. He coming inside, but Brian O'Nora said it was too far inside. That's going to get away from Avila. Ball 4, but the runner will head to third now as Brantley moves up. And so the bottom of the lineup doing some things now for Cleveland. First and third with only 1 out. We're going to rule that a pass ball. Grady Sizemore coming up. Sizemore a single and a walk. Nate got a double play ball in the first, gave up a single in the second. He faced a first and third situation in the third inning, but that was with 2 outs. And he got out of that frame. Sizemore hammers one foul down the left field line. Brady, even though his offensive numbers have been hampered, his defensive game has not been hampered. He has not committed an error this year, and right now has a 127 consecutive errorless game streak going. He takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bit of a breeze blowing today coming in from left field. There's a ground ball hit to second. This should be 2. There's 1. Here comes a relay. Double play. Robertson with a fist pump. He gets his second twin killing of the afternoon. This one goes 4, 6, 3. And by wall-side windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Back here at Comerica Park, the Old English D in the lead again here today. Nate Robertson has gotten 2 double play balls, which has come in handy big time, especially when you're leading just 1-0.
Sizemore does not hit into many double plays. He is one of the toughest to double up in the American League. It had to be a bullet, and that's exactly what it was. Hit directly at Santiago.
So Santiago will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Ramon to be followed by Everett and then Granderson. 1-0 Detroit. And a bouncing ball to second. Carroll throws out Santiago, 1 gone, and looks like Mr. Carmona is now starting to feel it a little bit.
He's only thrown 57 pitches, 58. Check that. So this is clearly has been one of his better starts of the year, and judging by the numbers that he had coming in.
It's 8 straight Tigers he has retired, and here comes Adam Everett.
But he always pitches real good baseball against Detroit.
Continuing that trend here today. He faced the Tigers back on May 9th in Cleveland. Went 6 2/3 in that game. Pitching into the 7th inning, gave up just 2 runs. But on that day, he was walking a lot of guys. Just got away with it. He won 6 in that start. Today, no such trouble. He has only 1 base on balls. (6-3) with a 3.50 against Detroit. 2-1. Way inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. talking about that great year that he had back in '07, finishing 4th in the Cy Young voting with his 19 wins. 3-2 on Adam. It was the most wins that Cleveland had by a right-hander since Burt Blyleven won 19 back in the Tigers World Series year of '84. 3-2 is outside, ball 4. Everett gets a walk. Second of the game, and both of them have come to the number 9 hit. Here comes Granderson. One out, base on balls. Randy homered to start the game back in the first. His 26th. Ball 1. Granderson did not start the ball game last night. The Tigers were facing the left-hander Aaron Laffey, and Jim Leland took the opportunity to rest Granderson. Rayburn got the start. Curtis back in there today. Ground ball hit slowly towards second. Carroll ranging left. That was his only play. 2 gone. Runner advances. And that's going to leave it up to Clete Thomas. Thomas 0 for 2, strikeout to Papa. He had a 3-hit game on Sunday. Foul tipped. Of course, the Tigers, with all the September call-ups, have a very, very deep bench. Their bullpen has been fortified as well, so they have plenty of arms. The time of the year where Jim Leland has said that the guys who were called up probably aren't going to play a whole lot, but maybe some spot starts like Ramirez got last night. Defensive fill-ins. But all of the skipper's left-handers are in the lineup today. This is only the second man the Tigers have had in scoring position here this afternoon. The 0-1. It hit him. Thomas hit by the pitch. He's going to put 2 men on now for Detroit. And bring up Guillen.
That fastball that Carmona is throwing today is moving all over the place. Did that get him?
I think it might have moved so much it got him on the elbow. It looked like it was going straight at his hip, and then it curved right into his elbow. Look at this. So 2 men on, and Guillen with a couple of ground balls, 0 for 2. Fouled away.
Carlos loves to hit that first pitch fastball, but usually does not have success at fastballs that are above the belt buckle. Usually the ones that are down, the ones that Carlos hits very well. Did he switch his helmet back?
No, that's the Kazoo helmet.
That's it.
Yeah. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Okay, there's the current helmet he's wearing. Oh, there's the Kazoo helmet on the left. So no, they're different.
Yeah, that's a funny looking thing.
Great Kazoo. All he needs is those 2 little antennas, and he's good to go. Strike call, 1 and 2. You got to paint it green too.
Well, I told you that one. This helmet's got some hits in it.
That's right.
got some homers in it, as a matter of fact.
That's a good point. That's probably why he's wearing it. Carlos has hit 9 home runs. 2 of them came on Monday, and then he homered in his first at bat on Tuesday. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only 3 hits today for Detroit, yet they lead 1-0 on the Granderson home run, and so far it's held up for Nate Robertson. Got it, strike 3. Deanne called out, 3rd strikeout for Carmona. You're watching Tigers baseball today on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. And 9. For more information, you can call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com. The pennant race is on, that is for certain, as we delve into the month of September. Nate Robertson back to work as we head to the 6th inning in a 1-0 game. Jamie Carroll leads it off, then has Asdrubal Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike, 1-1. Carroll 0 for 2, double play ball and a fielder's choice. Robertson has 2 double plays turned behind him today. The 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. In fact, the Tigers in this series have turned 6 double plays.
If you're Rick Knapp and Jim Leyland, you have to be pleased with what you have seen today from Robertson, that's for sure. This is 2 starts in a row now that he's gone out there and pitched good baseball.
In a shallow center field, Santiago being called off by Clete Thomas, 1 gone.
And by Nate doing what he has done here, that definitely helps the Tigers to add another left-hander into that rotation to go against teams that are dominated with left-handed hitters. Washburn would be the other.
And Jim made the announcement today that Washburn will miss his next start because of an ailing knee. So Galarraga is going to throw that Saturday game.
That's something that's bothered him for about 3 months, he said.
Yep, try to pitch through it. And so they're going to try and get it to calm down a little bit. Strike 1 on Asdrubal Cabrera. He's 0 for 2. Took over at shortstop pretty much in mid-May when Johnny Peralta was moved to third base. Drills that one foul down the left field line. 0 and 2. Nate has given up just 4 hits. And all of them have been singles. One of them was a bunt single. One ball, 2 strikes. Slow 2 and 2. One of Cabrera's favorite players, to no one's surprise, a fellow Venezuelan shortstop, Omar Vizquel. A lot of similarities. Both are switch hitters. In fact, both originally signed with Seattle and then traded to Cleveland. The 2-2 is fouled off. And they both wear the number 13.
A lot of the young players nowadays that you see wear number 13. They wear it because Omar Vizquel wore it, or wears it, I should say.
Yeah, still wears it.
But initially, number 13 was Davy Concepcion's number. Great shortstop that played on those Cincinnati Reds teams, mid-70s, that was winning championships.
Well, when Vizquel, who is with Texas now, he had a series in Cleveland, he paid Cabrera a big compliment, said he loves the way he plays the game, an outstanding defensive shortstop, but this kid also can hit a little bit too. Came in batting .316 and knocked in 55 runs. Three-two pitch in the air, right field. Thomas going back. 2 gone.
The designated hitter, Shin-Soo Choo.
76 pitches for Nate Robertson. He's done a nice job today, and now Shin-Soo Choo will stand in. Choo pops up a bunt back into the seats.
Choo got lucky. And usually when you bunt, you have to stay in that batter's box to make sure you get the ball down. He was coming out of the batter's box and almost gave away an at bat. And watch Choo. He's moving way too much. He's running down the line, and therefore it's usually a bad bunt.
Stay in here. Let's see if it will. Guillen coming hard, and he can't quite get there as he rams into the railing. 0-2.
Must be some wind up there.
There is. It's blowing in from left. And it's a fairly strong wind. It's also blowing a little bit toward the line and toward the third base stands. There's the flags right there that will give you a better indication of what the wind is like in this ballpark. The ones on the light stands. Fought that one off to stay alive. Choo has an RBI in the series, now 3 for 10. Swing and a miss, and Robertson continues to clip along. That is his 4th strikeout. A 1-2-3 6th inning. Cabrera, Huff, Avila coming up.
fifth inning, and it's a double play ball that gets hit into. This was the fifth inning. This was Sizemore. He hits into a 4-6-3 double play. Outstanding job by Robertson, who just did a magnificent job of pitching here today so far.
Looks like it may be done as well. He has thrown 80 pitches. Leland said they'd love to get 85 out of him, but this will be extremely good. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs.
Positive.
Cabrera hammers the first pitch into right center field. And Sizemore runs it down, 1 gone.
The designated hitter,
1 pitch, 1 gone. Here's Aubrey Huff. There's Ryan Perry. He'll be taking over. Aside from maybe a little bit more offense, I'm not sure Leland could have scripted this one any better to this point. 6 scoreless on an 8 Robertson. Strike 1 on Huff. Aubrey is 0 for 2. Fly ball and a ground out. Looked like he went, and he did. Phil Cuzzy down at third.
Carbone dealing today. Shop is setting up right down the heart of the plate. And the reason why you see some of these check swings from some of the Tigers hitters is that fastball's got such tremendous late movement to it. It's not moving to the last 5 feet, and you've already committed to swinging the bat. Effectively wild has Carmona been today. He hadn't walked a whole lot, but he's thrown quite a few balls. He's buzzed a few towers, aggressively inside, fading changeup. He's been nasty.
4 strikeouts, 2 away.
the catcher, Alex Avila.
Meanwhile, the White Sox and the Cubs are underway. That's a makeup from interleague play. They're in the second, no score. Minnesota's off today. Avila is 0 for 2. Alex for the ground ball and a fly ball. The 2-0 pitch. Now 3 balls, no strikes on Avila. The Twins, by the way, will be in Cleveland this weekend. There's ball 4. Alex gets a walk. 2 out, base on balls. It's his 3rd of the game. He's walked Everett twice, and now Avila. Here's Brandon Inge. It has been a day dominated by the pitching today, both Carmona and Robertson. Inge with a fly ball and a ground out. Strike 1. Make it strike 2. 0-2 on Brandon.
He's pitching like an ace today.
In the air to right, straight at Laporta. Side retired. Tigers with a 2-out walk, do not score. 7th inning on tap, and it's 1-0 Detroit.
Shop at the Detroit Tigers at Tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic Tigers gear, including clubhouse caps, t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and a whole lot more. You can get it all there at the Tigers.com shop.
Well, on a beautiful day for baseball here, Tigers fans enjoying this one. The Tigers on top by a 1-0 score. While we have a moment here, we want to send a special thanks to Eric Date. Eric has been working with Fox Sports Detroit for over 10 years, although those of us that work with him on a daily basis feel like it's a whole lot longer than that. He is a graphics operator, producer, and director. And Eric is leaving to take a position with the Oklahoma Thunder in the NBA, and we'd like to wish Eric good luck and tell him thanks for all the years that he has hung out with us and really made the broadcast fun. There's no question. Good luck, Eric.
Absolutely.
We appreciate all your work. And for those of you that don't know, Eric's the guy that'll take your head and my head and put it on like Elvis's body.
Oh, that's
Eric
all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of glad he's leaving. No, not really.
He can't get us anymore from Oklahoma. 0-2 on Peralta.
Had us with sombreros on a few weeks ago.
Exactly.
Elvis. Here's a youngster, 43rd game. He's pitched well. Young kid with only 13 innings of minor league ball last year, to pitching in the big leagues and pitching in a pennant race basically all season. He's handled himself very well. Firm fastball anywhere from 95 to 98 miles an hour, and a slider that is getting better and better with each outing.
Johnny Peralta, the first man to face him. Nate Robertson 6 scoreless here this afternoon for Detroit.
Ooh.
There it is.
There's that slide piece. He likes this slider too. When he gets on top of it with this arm slot, and he gets a lot more tilt to it.
Here's Matt Laporta. 5 strikeouts for Tigers pitching today, the first for Ryan Perry.
And these 3 hitters, they should be ones that Perry could handle if he locates that fastball and the breaking ball effectively down and away. Fastball got away from him.
Zach Minor, the right-hander. Fu Tae Ni is the left-hander. But right now it's Perry's job to get through the 7th. Popped him up into shallow center. Granderson coming in, drifting a little bit, and Laporta is now 1 for 3.
Comcast high-speed pitch ranges of Perry today: 96 with the fastball, 85 with that slider. That one he threw to Peralta to strike him out.
So with 2 away, here's Andy Marte. He's 0 for 2. There's a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. There have been only 7 hits in this game today. 4 for Cleveland, 3 for the Tigers. And Perry's 0-1 pitch. Fouled away, 0-2. Tigers have been really good at home this year in day games. They are 19-7 at home when they play during the day. Trying to make that 20-7, and they lead 1-0 right now in the 7th inning. Way high, 1-2.
Avila was asking for the fastball up, but that one was a little bit too high. And when you throw that 0-2 pitch up and you're trying to change the eye level, you want to make it at least to be somewhat appealing to the hitter.
Slapped in the air to center, right at Granderson. And for Ryan Perry, an easy 1-2-3 inning. We go to the stretch. 1-0. Park Party Suite for select games in September and receive a $300 food credit plus a free suite for another game. For more information, call 313-471-BALL or log on to tigers.com for more information. Take advantage of the party suites here at the ballpark. Here come the Tigers, bottom of the 7th in a 1-0 game. Santiago showing bunt, looks at a ball inside. Well, the Tigers got a run in the very first inning on the leadoff home run by Granderson. Neither team has scored since in this game. Santiago, Everett, and Granderson facing the right-hander Fausto Carmona. 1-1. The 8 and 9 guys, Santiago and Everett, have been on base 3 times between them. There's the 1-1 pitch. Slapped to third, right into the glove of Peralta. 1 out.
The shortstop, Adam.
He's going to bring up Adam Everett, who has walked twice in this game. Ooh, way inside. Carmona has done that a lot today, spinning those right-handed batters out of the box. Tigers have picked up only 3 hits, singles by Santiago and Cabrera, and a homer by Granderson. Had a few walks along the way, in fact, a total of 3 against Carmona. And a hit batter. Two and 1. Now 3 and 1. Lurking is the man responsible for the game's only run, Granderson. Low, ball 4. How about this? Everett has walked 3 times in this game. 3 of the 4 come against the number 9 hitter. Got a text update for player of the game so far. Curtis Granderson leading over Nate Robertson. Brandon Inge in third. Text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338. Continue to take your votes for the Tigers player of the game. Final results on Tigers Live. Here's Granderson. Curtis fouls it away. 0-1. So while the Tigers have had only 3 hits, they've had 4 walks and a hit batter. There was a stretch in which Carmona retired 8 straight. Way high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Shopik had to leave his crouch to haul that one in. The left-hander Tony Sipp starting to heat up.
Chuck Hernandez, bullpen coach for Cleveland. Spent the last couple of years as a bullpen coach for Jim Leland. Actually, pitching coach for the Tigers.
Well, he was Leland's pitching coach here. Chuck also with experience as a pitching coach in Anaheim and Tampa.
He's done a lot in the game. Minor league pitching coordinator. He's helped a lot of young kids get to the big leagues, and he's helped a lot of players once they've gotten here stay. Enjoyed Chuck while he was here.
Outside, 3-1 on Curtis Granderson. walked him. So the walks now starting to become an issue in this game. That is 5 for Carmona, who walked 6 Tigers the last time he faced them back in May.
Well, now you have to ask yourself, if you're Eric Wedge, do you go out there and get Carmona and bring in Sip, the left-hander? And because you know Jim Leland has a ton of right-handers on his bench to counter that move, and it looks like they would like this matchup better. Carmona versus Thomas versus Sip against Maglio or any of the other right-handers that are on the bench.
So home plate umpire Brian O'Nora is out to break up the conversation. Tigers have something brewing here in the 7th after the walks to Everett and Granderson. They've got their number 2 hitter out there, Clete Thomas.
Well, you wonder what Eric's thinking. You know, he got Sip up and got him hot for a reason. But it looks like he's changed his mind as to how he wants to use him.
Well, you've got Thomas, you've got Guillen, who still can't bat right-handed. He would be a lefty. 97 pitches for Carmona. Tigers want some insurance runs here in the 7th. Want to know. Four walks in the last 3 innings for Carmona. One ball, one strike. Clete today is 0 for 2, hit by pitch back in the 5th. Tigers will be jetting down to Tampa after this game. Verlander and Neiman tomorrow in game 1 of that series against the Rays.
That'll be a good one.
Great matchup. Driven to right center field, down the base hit. Here comes Everett rounding third. He'll score. Granderson right behind him. He's coming home. He'll score. Thomas to third. A triple. Should have brought in Sip. One batter too late. Here comes Eric Wedge.
Well, he had Sip ready. I don't know why he decided not to use him, but Clete made him pay. And that's just a really nice piece of hitting by Clete, making him get the ball up in the strike zone. He found the seam in right center field, and he wasn't going to stop. Good speed, rounding the bases properly, nice stride. He made up his mind on his own that he was going to get himself a triple. You did not see him look over to third base. He made the determination that he was going to score.
Clete Thomas with a huge knock for the Tigers. They've extended the lead now to 3-0. Triple by Cleat Thomas. And that has given the Tigers a little bit of breathing room here now. 3-0. New pitcher is Tony Sipp, the left-hander.
And Sipp is pitching in his 35th game for the Cleveland Indians. And he's pretty much done his best work lately. In his last 13 appearances, he's only allowed 1 run. And that's why he's got those outstanding numbers. And the league hitting just 175 against Sipp.
Up and down a couple of times this year. Tony Sipp goes to work. Ryan Rayburn batting for Carlos Guillen. Well, the 2 walks issued by Carmona turned out to be huge in this game. Both of them come around to score here in the 7th. Fausto threw an even 100 pitches before departing. Now it's up to Rayburn to get that run in from third base with less than 2 outs. Infield in for Cleveland. Right off the mask of Kelly Shopik. 1-1 on Ryan.
When you dive a little deeper into the numbers on Sipp, you really see that he's having a good year. He's inherited 27 base runners this year. Only 4 of those have scored.
Nice. He's trying to strand another big one here at third base. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Rayburn.
A lot of times that's how you measure the success of guys that pitch in middle relief. How many of the other guys, runners, do they allow to score? Because of course those are not reflected on their own earned run averages. I'm going to go with a slider here. Just put it in play, Rayer.
2-2. Cabrera waiting on deck. Tigers now have 4 hits, so each side with 4. Swing and a miss. He dusted Rayburn. Down he goes on strikes, and there are 2 gone. Sipp has his first strikeout. Now he's got to deal with Cabrera.
No walk Cabrera. At least they should walk him.
Off the lefty on deck.
Jim could counter that too if he wanted to. He's got Maglio. He's got Wilkin Ramirez. He's got Laird. He's got a lot of right-handers on that bench.
Looks like Mags is coming to the on-deck circle. Huff will not bat. Here's ball 3 missing outside.
Jim has quite a bit of versatility into his roster now. Just as every team in the major leagues does, because on September 1st you can expand your roster to 40 players if you want to do so.
So here's Maglio being introduced as the pinch hitter. Ordonez for Huff with runners at first and third. Missed it. 2 balls, no strikes.
Sipp's got a good arm. 92, 93 with a fastball. Good slider. and apparently pitching with a lot of confidence these days. All year, really. Numbers are good.
The outside corner, 2-1.
Little backdoor breaking ball there. Started that ball off the plate. Maglio gave up on it and caught the outside corner. At least according to Brian O'Nora.
So Sip now is 1 strike away from closing down this inning, but not before the Tigers have gotten a couple of runs on the 2-run triple by Clete Thomas. Tigers' first runs since getting a run in the first inning. Jose Veras warming up. Two and two to Maglio Ordonez. High, 3-2. Give Cabrera a head start. Avila waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Maglio is out on strikes. Sip fans a pair. Tigers add to their lead, though. Well, the Tigers have added to their lead. It's now 3-0 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow. Tigers begin a road trip by taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock with Tigers Live. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire on Fox Sports Detroit and Fox Sports Detroit HD. And there are the matchups in that 3-game series. That Wade Davis, by the way, in that last game, he's one of their better prospects.
Is he?
They're talking very highly of him. We'll see Neiman. He's a good prospect. Shields, he's always good. The Tigers have 3 pretty good ones themselves. Should be a good series. There's a strike called on Michael Brantley to lead things off for the Indians.
Verlander getting the start tomorrow. Edwin Jackson also getting a start in that series.
Zach Minor, Fute Knee warming up in the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brantley. Perry came on in the 7th, got him 1-2-3. One is a strike, 1-2. By the way, that Sunday game begins at 1:30. Mark that down. On the ground at third, tough play for Brandon. Nice backhanded play.
He got rid of it in a hurry. Took very little time. And that's the key to playing that position, especially when you have a guy running down the line that has speed like Branty. Comes over, short hop, and then quickly gets rid of it.
Here's Kelly Shopik. Not a very strong swing there, 0-1.
That's called looking for a fastball and getting a slider and not being able to hold up.
Two.
He can go one or two ways now. 0-2. He can elevate the fastball, change the eye level right around the letters, which Shopik will have a tough time catching up to in the mid-90s. Or if he can throw another one of those sliders that he's thrown in the first two pitches, he'll get a strikeout. That's what they're going for. Nice leadership skills there by the youngster Avila. He put down a sign and he shook his head, which was telling Perry to shake as well. Playing some mind games with the batter, Shopik.
Way high. Avila wanted it up, but not at the helmet.
It's the second time we've seen that. Avila call for that fastball up, and for whatever reason, Perry, when he tries to get up there, he changes his arm level. He really gets underneath the ball, and the ball goes straight up.
Number 9 hitter on each team has yet to be retired in this game today. Everett has walked 3 times for Detroit, and Shopik's been on base twice. Single and a walk. Two-two pitch. Sinking into left field, and it's going to get by Rayburn all the way to the warning track. Shopik hits the bag at second. He's going to hold up. Rayburn tried to make a backhanded diving play on that ball. Couldn't get to it. 2-base hit.
And when you have a 2-run spread and you're late in the game, no need in the heroics. It's a great effort by Rayburn, but you want to make sure you keep that ball in front of you if you can't catch it.
Here comes Jim Leyland. And it looks like he's going to the bullpen. Sizemore due up, and Foutainé is going to be called in. Face the left-hander. off. They will start a series against Cleveland tomorrow. So here's Grady Sizemore, who has a walk, a single, and has bounced into a double play. Tigers getting 2 in the bottom of the 7th. A little bit of a cushion. The Shopik double has chased Ryan Perry. Opponents now 2 for their last 40 against Knee, with runners in scoring position, though 2 for 22. That's an 091. Knee has some good numbers down at Toledo. 32 strikeouts in 24 outings when he was called up by Detroit. Tigers today going for their 6th sweep of a series this season. They got some outs to get, though. The 1-1. Perry got him 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. Got the first batter here in the 8th, and then the Shopik double. That is yanked right at first base. Cabrera throws back to second, not in time. Hit hard right at Cabrera, who may have lost it momentarily.
And Knee caught a little bit of a break there. That ball absolutely scorched off the bat of Sizemore, and the reason why Grady was able to hit that slow curveball so hard, he had seen 3 of them in that at bat. A lot of times that's way too many to show a hitter, especially if you're trying to finish him off with that same pitch you started him off with.
2 outs for Jamie Carroll. He's 0 for 3. Carroll came into this game at 351 with runners in scoring position. He's trying to get the Indians their first run. The 0-1 pitch. Now it's 0-2.
If you're wondering how many stranded runners Knee has left out there that he has inherited, of the 16, 1 have scored. Pretty good. Quietly, this kid has had a sensational rookie year. I mean, really, numbers speak to themselves.
Talk a lot about C, about Lyon, and the years they've had, and Rodney, of course. Futeni has been great. That one's going to be off his glove, and that's going to be a bad break. An infield hit off the end of the bat of Jamie Carroll, and that's going to bring the tying run to the plate.
If he doesn't catch this cleanly, I'm wondering if Santiago gets Carroll. Carroll runs pretty good. He threw him a changeup. You can see the grip. The ball fading away from Carroll right off the end of the bat. And he almost made the play, but I'm wondering if he doesn't make the play, does Rodney get him out? Not so sure.
You mean Santiago?
Santiago.
I don't think he does. I don't know that it was hit hard enough. Here's Cabrera. He's the tying run now.
I've called Santiago everybody but who he is today.
Polanco,
Rodney. Goodness gracious.
We still love you, Ramon.
Yeah.
Well, here's why you were thinking Rodney, because there he is.
It'll be the third day in a row if Rodney comes out of that bullpen again today.
Down the right field line, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Managers, I think 3 days is pretty much the limit consecutively that they will use their closers. Most managers on that 4th day, they will simply tell the closer, you know what, don't even go down there because you're not pitching today.
Well, you got to protect them, and you know there are some guys that can bounce back a little bit easier than others. But 3 is probably pushing it as far as you can go. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
That's why Lyon is so valuable to that Tigers bullpen as well. Of course, he was closing last year for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He had 26 saves. So they got a couple of guys down there that can finish games. And Perry is a closer in waiting.
One and 2. To shallow center, base hit. That'll score a run. In from third base is Kelly Shopik, and now it's 3-1.
Tried to get inside with the 1-2 fastball, and he didn't quite get it inside. Vila wanted the ball in, and that fastball just tailed right back over the heart of the plate. And it looked like Cabrera hit it right off the label, but it was good enough for an RBI.
56th RBI. Cleveland gets its first run of the game here in the 8th inning, and now Chu is up there as the go-ahead run.
This will be Nee's last batter no matter what. So the inability of Nee to make that play on that comeback or back from Carroll costly.
Yeah, and he got exactly what he wanted. The guy hit the ball off the end of the bat. Barely got bat on ball, and it's an infield hit. 0-2. Shin-Soo Choo with a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball. He fought that one off. It'll go foul. Late swing. Check his bat.
When you see a hitter that late on the fastball, that tells you that they were sitting for on a breaking ball. And if they do decide to throw a breaking ball here to Chu, it's got to be a well located pitch, and it can't be a strike.
Carroll and Cabrera on the bases. They're the tying runs. There's the 0-2.
Good pitch.
Chu has 14 home runs. The cleanup man today. The 1-2 is outside. 2-2 on Shin-Soo Choo. Don't want to go to 3-2 because that would start the runners, and a gap shot could then tie the game. Peralta waiting in the on deck circle. To the gap in right field. That ball is off the wall. This is going to get 2 runs in. And Chu has tied this one up. It's a 3-3 game.
He threw him that breaking ball.
A 3-run 8th inning has tied this game, and here comes Jim Leyland.
A hanging breaking ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Chu was looking for it, and he killed it. You could tell that he was sitting on that pitch.
Boy, what a huge hit. And the Indians now have 8 hits in this game. Foutain will depart the scene. But Chu with RBIs 73 and 74, and he's the go-ahead runner now at second base. So Minor is good to go. Cleveland in this inning 3 out of 4 with runners in scoring position. They have a chance now to take the lead. The normally lights out Tigers bullpen is hit for 3 here in the 8th. Here's Peralta. Peralta's 0 for 3. Here's the 0-1. Tigers, despite having just 4 hits, took a 3-0 lead into the 8th. And Peralta now trying to put the Indians ahead. Fouled away. 1-2. So Nate Robertson, who pitched so well today, 6 scoreless, will not get a decision. Looked like the Tigers were in line to get him a win. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Looked like Brian O'Nora wanted to call that strike 3.
A little bit too far inside. Oh, and he hit. Minor came even farther inside on that pitch, and that'll put Peralta aboard, and this is turned into a nightmarish inning.
Little running fastball, looked like it got him right on the left thigh.
The Indians have led Major League Baseball in hit by pitches. That is 76 times they've been hit this year. It's the most in the big leagues, not just the American League. Shopik has 18. He's the leader in that category. Here's Matt Laporta. He takes strike one. And now he takes strike two. Breaking ball from Minor gets him ahead in the count.
We were talking about Laporta earlier in this game and the fact that he likes to take a lot of pitches, takes lots of strikes. Usually he's taking fastballs for strikes. This time up, it was a changeup and a breaking ball that he took for strikes to find himself behind in the count. No balls, two strikes.
And a breaking ball, and it's grounded foul. 0-2. Minor taking too long. Laporta trying to cash in Chu at second base. Put his team ahead. Tigers pitchers have thrown 35 pitches so far in this half inning. Way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Laporta is the 8th man to bat here in the 8th. And again, that one play that seems to be looming really large right now, that infield hit by Carroll. Just out of the reach of Foutain-Ni, which would have ended the inning. Runner breaking to third, and a bouncing ball hit to short. Everett gobbles it up, and Laporta is out, and that is all that the Indians will get. But they tie it up. 3-3 game. Tigers baseball presented today by Bell Tire. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, standing the test of time since 1849. Placido Polanco has been introduced as a pinch hitter, but it looks like Tony Sipp will be taken out of this game now. And Sipp will give up the baseball, so Polanco to pinch hit.
A player to be named later coming Cleveland's way. He got off to a little bit of a slow start, did Perez, but lately he has been pitching some lights out baseball. He's got a great arm, I know that much.
Polanco hitting for Avila as we go to the bottom of the 8th, tied 3-3. Tigers today have been out hit 8-4. But they led for most of the afternoon, in fact all of the afternoon, until the 3-run 8th tied it up. Now 2-0 on Placido.
And Polanco may as well take a strike. And that's what a good leadoff hitter will do. Try to get on base.
Ball 3. Perez is 24 years of age. He was born in Bradenton, Florida. Brandon Inge waiting on deck. Three and one. In the air, shallow left center. This will be a routine play for Sizemore. And Polanco is retired. One gone here in the 8th. And the way up Brandon Inge. Joe for 3 in this one so far. So Perez growing up in Bradenton, or being born in Bradenton. It's the spring home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. On to pitch at the University of Miami. The 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. So again, he falls behind. 3 balls, no strikes.
Jim might just green light Brandon here, looking for a big home run. He's going to get a fastball.
Pulled to third base, deep behind the bag. Nice play by Peralta. Slings it over there, and this time it's scooped up. He was picked up by his first baseman, Andy Marte. 2 gone.
Unfortunately, this is what most hitters do, though. When you do green light them 3 balls and no strikes, they look to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and they get out in front of the fastball, as Brandon did there, and he grounds out to third base. But I like the idea of giving him the green light there. I think that's the right call.
Santiago with 2 outs. Ramon with a single and a couple of ground balls. Ramon came into this game hitting much better at home than he did on the road. .319 here at Comerica Park this year. Just .206 away from the friendly confines. And again, Perez falling behind a hitter. There's a strike this time. 2-1. Two on Santiago. Just stays alive. The 4 Tigers hits today. 2 of them for extra bases. The home run by Granderson and the 2-run triple by Clete Thomas. The other 2 are singles. Everett on deck has walked 3 times. Santiago staying alive. Cleveland will have the bottom of their lineup up when we get to the bottom of the 9th inning. 7, 8, 9 due up. Two and 2 on Ramon. There's Rodney. He's been tuning up. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And down he goes. The Tigers out 1, 2, 3. 8 in the books. Still tied at 3. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Well, we go to the 9th inning, the final game of the homestand here for the Tigers. It is a 3-3 game. Detroit took a 3-0 lead to the top of the 8th. And The Indians tied it up. Gerald Laird will enter the ball game now. He will catch. Alex Avila was pinch hit for. And Polanco stays in the game to play second base. And Zach Miner back to the hill. First pitch is hit high in the air, deep to left center. Granderson cruising back almost to the warning track to haul that one in, and Marte is retired. So one gone. We'll bring up Michael Brantley. Inge playing him tight at third base in case he's thinking bunt again. He did it earlier in the ball game, had a bunt single and then stole a bag back in the fifth. We're talking about Brantley coming over in the CC Sabathia deal. Brantley was actually the fourth player to come over, a player to be named later. The Indians had a choice of several players. They selected Brantley basically because of his speed, athleticism. Dad played in the big leagues. Wave and a miss, 1-2. We've seen some of that speed today. He is 1 for 3, had a hit taken away, and a nice play by Brandon Inge. Back of the eighth. What was that short hop play, backhanded play? That missed outside, 2-2. Zach Miner took over in the eighth. Has retired 2 of the 3 batters he's faced. 2-2 pitch is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Shopik on deck. He got that whole mess in the 8th inning started with a double. The 3-2 is ball 4. Miner just missed, and Brantley is on. So we'll see if he's entertaining thoughts of running here.
He had 46 steals in the minors. Yeah, but they probably didn't have catchers in the minors like Laird. As a matter of fact, I'm certain they don't have any in AAA. They'd be in the big leagues. They throwing as well as Laird's been throwing the ball all year.
Yeah, at 40%. And higher most of the year.
So we'll see.
Shopik the batter.
And it's really not just this year that Laird has been throwing the baseball as well as he has thrown. This is probably his best throwing season, but since coming to the big leagues in 03, there's only been a couple of guys better than Laird.
Runner goes right away. Here comes the throw. The tag. He's out.
It's unbelievable. Really, literally unbelievable.
He is on the money every single time.
It is unbelievable how well he has thrown the ball this year. It's almost to the point now where the opposing teams might as well just shut it down. The kid Brantley had a tremendous jump, but nothing he could do. Nothing he could do.
Base is empty now with 2 outs. 41% for Gerald Laird. Strike called, and it's 2-1 on Shopik.
I mean, we got spoiled here for a few years with Pudge Rodriguez, and we didn't think we'd ever see a catcher throw the ball as well as Pudge threw the ball. But Laird this year has been tremendous.
And Gerald really wasn't blessed or isn't blessed with the arm that Pudge Rodriguez has. But his throws are always so accurate.
He's got quick footwork. Gets his body in a nice position to throw.
Line drive caught by the shortstop just like that. The inning is over. No runs, a walk, Nobody left. We'll go to the ninth. It'll be Everett, Granderson, Thomas coming up. Tigers forced 6 double plays in this series, and Nate Robertson, another good outing. That's 2 in a row now for Nate. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts. So the Tigers now looking to put this one away in the bottom of the ninth. 3-3 game. Adam Everett, Curtis Granderson, Cleve Thomas due up against the right-hander Perez.
Adams, the guy that likes to bunt down toward third base, maybe down in this direction here. See if he can catch Peralta sleeping. Peralta looks like he's ready for a bunt.
3 walks today for Adam Everett. Plus a run scored.
But he's giving Adam too much room down at third base. If Adam gets it down in that direction, he'll get a base hit out of it.
That kind of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. White Sox still leading over the Cubs at Wrigley Field in the 7th inning, 1-0.
White Sox still have a quality team, even though they traded Tomey to the Dodgers. They still got some really good players. Jim Tomey and Manny Ramirez are reunited once again. Of course, they were on those outstanding Cleveland Indian teams in the mid-90s when they were selling out Jacobs Field every single night.
How much damage did that duo do?
They did a lot.
The 1-2. Fouled back out of play.
Got a couple of guys on that club now with 500 home runs.
Not too shabby. One and 2. That almost hit it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The interesting trade, I thought, was Colorado getting Jose Contreras, because he was not having a good year.
His stuff works in that high altitude, though. He got good moving pitches. New scenery, too. He needed to go.
Checked it. But he went around. Never not so sure. I think he might have held that thing up at the end, but he's going to be called out by Ornoa. Close. Probably went around. Here's Granderson. Well, he started the game with a home run. Can end one with a home run. Solo shot in the first, his 26th of the year. Strike called, 0-1.
Perez has got a real good arm. 94 to 96. Fastball, a little big slider. Good arm. Got some edge to him too.
One and two. Play.
Had him played perfectly. If that ball's 2 steps to the left or to the right, Carroll doesn't make this play, but it was right at him.
Wasn't going to be able to jump much higher than that. It nestled into his glove. Here's Clete Thomas. Thomas earlier this year, back on August the 3rd, had a 2-out solo home run, a walk-off homer against the Orioles. It's a big rip there, 0-2.
When a guy is throwing as hard as Perez is throwing, you can't take a big swing like that. Got to cut it down a little bit. Let him supply some of the power. Need a little shorter, a little quicker, more compact swing.
Checked it, rolled it foul right back to the on deck circle. 0-2, the count stays on Clete. Looks like Clete gave the Tigers enough here this afternoon when he tripled in 2 in the 7th inning to make it 3-0 Detroit.
This would be the final batter that Carmona would face. Eric Wedge had the youngster Tony Sipp hot in the bullpen, but he elected to let the right-hander face Thomas instead of bringing Sipp in at that time. And Clete made him pay.
1-2. Got him. Strike 3, outside corner. Perez threads the needle for his 3rd strikeouts is coming on. And so we're through 9 as we go to the 10th. It'll be Sizemore, Carroll, and Cabrera. 4, but the big inning, a 3-run 8th for Cleveland to tie this one up. And today, better than 28,000 fans in attendance. Final game in the homestand. Tigers trying to sweep away the Cleveland Indians, but they'll need extra innings to do it here this afternoon. Zach Minor back to the hill, and he will face Grady Sizemore to lead things off. Top of the order here in the 10th for the Cleveland Indians. Sizemore, Carroll, and Cabrera. Grady's been on base a couple of times in this game, a single and a walk. Ball one outside to Sizemore. High fly ball, shallow center field. Granderson coming in. And Sizemore retired. Leadoff man kept off the bases.
The second baseman, Jamie Carroll.
That'll bring up Jamie Carroll. Infield hit off the glove of Foutainé back in the 8th, which was a critical play. Kept the inning going, and then Cabrera singled in a run, and then Chu doubled in 2. Ball one to Carroll. Jamie's been over the National League with a couple of teams, Montreal, then Washington, and they moved to Washington and Colorado. 1-1. Tigers this year 4-3 in extra inning games. Cleveland, well, they're 4-6. Strike call. 2-2 on Jamie Carroll.
Zach throwing hard this afternoon. He has touched 95 with a fastball or 2. That last one at 93 with some real good movement to it, which is the key for Zach.
Well, you went. Yes, he did. Tom Hallion rings it up.
The youngster Alex Avila put down every sign until he got to the slider, the one that Minor wanted. Laird, excuse me. And it was the right one.
Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. Extended his hitting streak with a base hit in the 8th inning. He now has hit safely in 6 in a row, and he looks at a ball. There's a strike, 1-1. Minor looking for the 1-2-3 inning, has Cabrera set up 1-2. Zach came on in the 8th. Laird picked him up in the 9th inning when he caught Brantley trying to steal after he had walked. The 1-2. 2-2.
And guys like Minor invaluable for the Tigers bullpen. He can give you 4 and 5 innings. And should you need that many.
In the air toward left center field. Rayburn under it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Minor. So we go to the bottom of the 10th. It's going to be Rayburn, Cabrera, and Ordonez coming up. Tigers batting in the bottom of the 10th inning in a 3-3 game here this afternoon. The Tigers trying to sweep the Indians. They'll try and get a run here in the bottom of the 10th and do it. Send the crowd home happy again today. And they will do it against the new pitcher, the left-hander, is Rafael Perez.
And Rafael's got good stuff. His fastball that moves anywhere from 90 to 93. He's got a great slider, and that he will throw a majority to left-handed hitters. And you can see it's not been a good year for Perez, who had a really good year back in 2007 and just has kind of struggled since then, like the majority of the Indians team.
Well, Perez started the season in the Indians' pen 13 games into the year. His ERA was over 15. He was sent down to Columbus on May 5th and then recalled a little bit later that month. He will face Ryan Rayburn.
Well, apparently Eric Wedge feels comfortable with him in the ball game. A left-hander against a couple of right-handers he'll see first. Righties hitting him at a 259 clip.
Rayburn is 0 for 1, was a pinch hitter back in the 7th. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Head up against the wall. Rayburn on his way to second. He's in with a leadoff double. Winning run is on.
This ball was absolutely smoked. It was something that was away from Rayburn. He kept his head down, tremendous concentration, and he drilled it. That ball hit off the warning track. Sizemore, who can cover a lot of ground in center, had no chance at catching that ball.
Cabrera is going to be walked intentionally for the second time in this game. First base open. That run means nothing. And with Ordonez waiting on deck, Cabrera will get the intentional walk just like he did back in the 7th. Maglio does not have a hit against Perez.
When you look at those numbers, 0 for 6, and you combine that with the number of double plays that Maglio has hit into the last couple of years, you wonder if Jim is entertaining the thought of a sacrifice bunt with Maglio.
Wow. Interesting thought. I don't see it.
He doesn't have one, and it's probably been a long time since he's done it. But, oh well.
Interesting thought, because you have Polanco waiting on deck.
The one thing Maglio should try to do here, if he does swing and hits the ball on the ground, that's hit something towards second base. It's a little harder to turn that 4-6-3 double play than it is if you pull something to the left side of the infield. It's a much tougher play. That's how long it's been since Maglio Ordonez had his last sacrifice bunt. They're going inside aggressively on Maglio because they want him to pull the ball too third or too short. And we're going to start to see more and more teams pitch around Cabrera the way that Cleveland has done here today.
The 2-0. 3 balls and no strikes. There's Polanco in the on-deck circle. He's had decent success against Perez, 3 for 7. Taking all the way, it's a strike, 3-1. Leadoff double by Rayburn. Intentional walk to Cabrera. Three-one pitch. Whoa, ball 4. They are loaded up. And just the man you want. Polanco coming up. Carl Willis trotting out to the mound. This is Perez's baby right now. Nobody warming up in the Cleveland pen. He's going to have to get out of this jam.
Well, he's talking to Perez, but he's probably also letting the infielders know exactly what Wedge told him as to how they want to play here. I guess you got to play the infield in. Which always bodes well for a guy like Polanco, a tremendous bat handler who usually gets the job done in these situations. He's hitting .375 with the bases loaded.
Wow.
In 2009.
I'm liking those numbers. Infield is in, outfield is in. Rayburn the winning run at third base. Fouled off at home plate, 0-1. Here's your winning run at third, Ryan Rayburn. He started things off with a double. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Tigers. We're in the bottom of the 10th in a 3-3 game. In the air, center field, Sizemore lining it up. Rayburn tagging up. Here comes Ryan. Here comes a throw, and the Tigers win. Sac fly for Placido Polanco. He is money in those situations.
He's a winning ball player.
Finally gets it done again today. The Tigers get a run in the bottom of the 10th inning to win it. Right now we send it down to Mickey York for a preview of today's Tigers Live.
All right, Mario, thank you very much. A lot of victorious reaction coming up. Nate Robertson had a solid afternoon. Didn't get the win, but that won't prevent us from highlighting his afternoon. The Twins had the day off, so we'll show you what today's win means for the American League Central Division standings. Jim Leland will share his post-game comments, highlights, and a whole lot more coming up on Tigers Live. Tigers win it today in 10 by a final of 4-3. Much more coming up from Comerica Park right after this.